Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a what I'm loving right now. So currently the trends, the design elements that I'm loving in my home, that's what we're going to be discussing today, and I will be going around showing you some clips of examples throughout my home of each of these things that I'm currently loving. So I thought we'd start off first with something very obvious when you walk around my house, and that is the color green. So I really don't have a lot of other colors going on in this house. Lots of neutrals, lots of like natural elements, but when I let myself use a color, it's usually green. So I have little pops of like terracotta and some burgundy here and there, but for the most part, if I'm gonna have an accent color, I am just drawn to green. So you'll see it in vases, you'll see it in actual like faux greenery around my house. Yeah, I love the kind of earthiness that it gives to a space without being like, wow, this is a really bright color. And I don't just stick to one shade of green either. I usually kind of switch it up with a sage or a forest green. Green is definitely #1 on my list for design elements that I am loving currently. The next design element that I am loving right now is soft lamp lighting. So I know you can only see one behind me, but right now I have on a ton of little lamps. Is it best for my light bill? Probably not, but it gives the best like just ambiance and coziness to a space, whether it's during the day, at night. I just love having all of these cozy, like low lighting lamps on. It just kind of sets the mood and it's fun. I've thrifted almost all of the lamps that I'm talking about that are in my space. So yeah, it's a super easy and cost-effective way to light your space is to thrift them, and I just absolutely love a cozy little lamp. The next category of items that I'm really loving is studio pottery, and especially getting these secondhand or thrifted. I love a good, vase or bowl or something from like Target or Home Goods or something like that, but finding something that someone has actually made and like if they've signed on the bottom or like scratched into the bottom of the actual ceramic piece, I just think is really cool. I found quite a few thrifting recently, and I can't leave them there because I'm like, somebody took the time to make this and now it's just gonna end up in a landfill if I don't take it home with me. That's how I justify it. But also I just think they're really pretty. I think they add a rustic kind of unusual look to a space because most of them are not a perfectly round shape or perfectly glazed. I like that imperfection. So next time you're out thrifting, look for some studio pottery, and they're really fun to just display, even if you don't put anything in them as far as like greenery or a candle or matches or whatever, just out on their own as a piece of art. I think they're really nice. Along that same line, I'm also loving displaying collections of things together. So whether that's studio pottery, books, candlesticks, vases, anything like that. I just feel like if you put a collection of the same type of items together and display it in a really cool way, it can give like almost like an art gallery look to your space. You're kind of letting people see, I like to collect this certain type of thing. Instead of spreading it out all around your space, if you kind of keep it together, I feel like it really showcases it even more. So even up here where I have like my different colored glass pieces, I think that's really cool to put them all together as opposed to one here, one on a shelf, one on a book. Because they're all together, you kind of appreciate them more and you see the collection that you have every time you walk past it. So I think displaying your collections is something that I feel like we kind of got away from in design for a while, like the china cabinets, the blue and white pottery, which I have a bunch of that too. It kind of became more of we want it balanced. We want to have, a little bit here, a little bit there so that you have a cohesive space. But I think going against that can be really cool too, putting them on display so that you can appreciate the collection that you have. The final thing I want to talk about that I am currently loving when it comes to home decor and design is our little dining room like bistro setup. So in this new house, there is not really, it's a very open concept. There's not really a like dedicated dining room or like breakfast nook or anything like that. But at the end, right over here of this like cabinet area with the open shelving up top, there's kind of an open space, and at first we were considering putting like our little bar cart there, or maybe our record player or something like that at the end of it to kind of fill up that space, and putting our round dining room table with 2 chairs and benches over by our front window. But when we kind of got into the space and saw that our cats love the benches over by the window with their little beds on them, we were like, let's let them have that space. It felt a little crowded to have the table over there, so we went ahead and put it in this empty space that's right here. I'll be putting some video up so you can see it. And I just think it's really cozy and nice, and we have been sitting there a bunch. Like, we were totally TV tray people at our apartment, because our dining room was kind of far away from like the TV, because we watch TV and shows and movies and stuff while we eat. So, and I think a lot of people do that. And we just didn't really get a lot of use out of our dining room table at our old place. So we thought, hey, this is a really good spot for it, and it's cozy, it's cute, it's been nice to have dinners there together. Because it's a small space, it could have been used in many different ways, but I really like the way that we ended up using it by putting our little bistro table there. Well, that's it for this video, and I hope you guys have really enjoyed seeing what I'm currently loving when it comes to home decor, design, interiors, all that good stuff. So I hope you'll stick around for the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great week. Bye!